Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Dating Diaries with Raquel and Brittany. Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello.
Right?
Right back at you. Woo woo.
Oh, my God. We're starting a whole new... We're getting into December here. What's going on with that?
Why are you trying to...
Well, you tell us.
I don't know.
What's going on?
Oh, you're asking what? Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for the porno song to come back on. I thought you were looking for it. All right,
Whatever.
all right. Well, I thought that's what you were looking on your little buttons over there.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, I
Pressing
did.
buttons?
Pressing buttons.
All
You don't
right.
even know what you're doing over there.
So, ladies, we have a very special guest today.
Oh my gosh, who is it?
Well, we have an author today. She wrote a
Is it who I think it is?
Who do you think it is?
Is it Misty?
Yes.
Yay!
Misty, welcome to Dating Diaries. How are you today?
Hi, guys. So excited to be here. Oh, my gosh. I waited so long to be on your show.
Well, we're so excited to have you. And I will say, I read the book that you... Oh, my God. We got to get into it. But before we do that, go ahead and do your introduction. I'm just excited to ask you questions.
So right here, we're gonna say is today we have a really special guest, you, Misty, and we're gonna introduce your book, The 100-Man Plan, the book that is bold, honest, funny, painful, empowering, all at once. Mm-hmm. So
yes, it is.
I got the number one question here. Why is it that the main character doesn't have a name?
Okay, so I really wanted women to be able to kind of pretend that was them. You know, once you're describing a woman in the book and they're like, oh, she's 6 foot tall, 110 pounds, gigantic boobs and blonde hair. And you're just like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
And that is what I told Raw Dog. I was like, I think it was a creative piece so then we could put ourselves in their shoes. Or in her shoes.
Nailed it.
So you did a POV on it then? The point of view from that perspective?
Yeah, and it's hard to, it's really hard as a novelist to come up with names. You know, I already had to come up with 100 men's names.
Oh.
I don't know. People's husband. I really didn't want to name her. I wanted her to be able to be any woman. And I think it's worked. A lot of people who've read the book are like, I could see myself. This actually happened to me. You wrote my story. So minus the 100 men, they probably slept with like 2 men after their divorce. But they were yeah.
So one of the things I'm noticing in this book is this woman, when she starts out, she's trying to explore sexual freedom, confidence, healing, pleasure.
Before you go into it, I just want to know what inspired you, Misty, to write this book.
Oh, you guys, it is the craziest thing. I mean, I am not a writer. I work in human resources. I'm a recruiter. That's my day job. And about 12 years ago, my mom actually passed away from ALS, and it took a toll on our entire family. It was really
sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, I'm married. I still am, but I was in a monogamous relationship for 19 years, and I had only been with my husband. And I actually went to him. I guess I was acting out or something, but I went to him, and I couldn't think of anything horrible enough to do. And I said to him, I'm going to go sleep with 100 men.
Okay. That's news to me.
Spit out his drink and was like, what the? And he's so sweet. You know, any other man would have been like, get out of this house. We're getting divorced. He actually took me and he said, baby, you do what you need to do to get through this. Just take me with you.
Oh.
And
Did he mean like take them with you with like threesomes and stuff? Or
yeah,
just...
kind of like I will stay with you. You do what you need to do. We can go do whatever. Yeah, the straightest man in the world as well, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cute.
Later, he said to me, baby, I know you. You're so picky. You're not sleeping with 100 men. And I said, you're right. You know, so we started going to parties and I kind of started kissing some men. And then I realized real quick, I'm not having sex with men. I can't do that. So I told my husband, I'm just going to write about it. I'm going to write a book about it. I got to get all this, I got to get this out of my head. And I knew my imagination is way better than trying to sleep with 100 men. So I just started writing this book. It really helped me heal. And, that's when I found my first boyfriend, and I kind of said to my husband, how about if I just sleep with this guy 100 times? He's like, cool. So Yeah, so we did start the polyamorous lifestyle, and I've always been that way anyway. I've always been kind of a flirt and needing a lot of attention, and we kind of just fell into it. And I finished the book, and yeah, I can't sleep with 100 men. Like you said, I'm way too picky, but I do have a boyfriend now and a husband.
I almost felt like you were writing the story about me because I'm like, damn, yeah, I met one of those guys. Yes, one of those. The micro penis, the coke size penis.
Oh, we gotta talk about those. Oh my
I
goodness.
was like, dang, did she live my life? I was like, dang. I was like, I loved it.
It worked not giving her a name.
It did. I almost like, I was like, this is like my autobiography here.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes,
So you were the 100-man plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
I wasn't married or divorced, but I didn't need that to sleep with 100 men. It was just for funsies.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Misty, I want to ask. I have to apologize first. This is Raquel. I didn't get to read your book, but Brittany did read the book, and she said that there were some really intense parts in there. And you're saying that the character is very adventurous and wanted to kind of put herself out there. What I want to know is, where did you get all this creativity? Writing these adventures with these men.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say to you. My imagination is crazy. I mean, if you knew what was going on in my brain all the time, I'm a very flirty person. I'm horny all the time.
Aren't we all?
I can take any situation and turn it sexual, and I think I just do that, and I've been doing it my whole life. It's like, oh, somebody's up there. I'm in college, sitting in class. I'm like, my teacher's up there, and he's really cute. What if he tied me up with his bow tie?
Oh,
nice.
Man.
Wow.
So
I have kind of a dirty mind when people are like, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm like, I don't know how that works. What do you mean, get out?
So let me ask you this. I know this is a fictional book and everything, but what part of you would you say is in this book, and what part of you is separates from the fictional?
Good question.
So a lot of people think this book is, there's people who haven't read the book that think it's based on my life, and they're trying to have Jesus save me. They're like, you are better than sleeping with 100 men. I'm like, dude, have you read the book? Do you know me at all? This is not me. The main character in the book is completely opposite of me.
Okay.
So yeah, her friend Danny, if you guys read
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Danny
Danny is my favorite character.
yeah, her shirt that says "Wish You Were Here" and it has an arrow pointing down to her crotch. She's my hero, and she also said, I like when people call me a slut because
Yeah, she didn't care what people thought of her. I love that about her.
Yeah, and that I identify more with Danny, her best friend. And you know what? Everybody needs a best friend like that. And I just love Danny. She is my favorite. I'm writing a third book that she's in. It's not her story. You know what's so funny? I started a book called The 100 Dates from Hell, and it was her life.
Oh, Jesus.
Which makes sense because there was times where she would have heartbreaks and she would go so I was wondering too, it would be nice to see her side of her dating life.
You're gonna see it. My third book I'm writing, which is untitled, it's not her story, it's her story with 3 other women. But I tried to write The 100 Dates from Hell, and it was depressing me. I could not. I just said, I can't do it. It's too depressing. People are going to give up dating forever. So it's kind of Danny's story. While it kind of goes along while her girl is sleeping with all those men. It's kind of what her life is like. And she gets her happily ever after as well. So
I know. In the ending of the book, I was just there was that happily ever after piece, but. Yeah, Danny for sure was my favorite. I think, we all have that friend that is unconditional, outgoing, funny, beautiful. And anybody wants to have that friend around you because she brings all that energy out. And I felt like that was what Danny was in the book. It's she would kind of encourage the main character to kind of be out there and just try to figure out who she was outside of this horrible marriage that she was in.
Yeah, she kind of gives her permission. And, that's what I mean, I've been that person for a lot of my friends. I kind of grab them by the face and I'm just like, do what you want. You don't have to live, we're here in Utah where people get married and have babies, and that's what we do. And I'm do that. Like, you do what you want. You stop apologizing for being a woman and, get out there and do what you want. And so it is, I love Danny. She's amazing. And she's even cooler than I am.
So is Danny a real person, or is this a character you just came up with?
Definitely a character, but
wow.
when people ask me who I'm like, I'm more like Danny. I kind of do what I want, say what I want, bang who I want. But yeah, I am not the main character. So
I found some similarities though with the main character in some of your autobiography. Like, for one, she was married for a very long time. She married at a young age, and I know something that you also married at a young age, and so that's why I kind of was correlating some of those traits to your background history. But I mean,
I did get married at 19. Here in Utah, she probably got married after college, so she's an old maid here in Utah.
She's an old maid. What would I be? I'm like an old hag getting married.
Right, but yes, absolutely. I mean, I did get married at 19, but that's what I did. I wasn't turning down any scholarships or doing anything to try to get married. I wanted to get married. And this is what I, tell people, and I teach my daughters, like, you do what you want. And if you want to get married at 18 and have a baby, and that's what you want, then you do it, and that's what, you do what you want. You don't do what society tells you if you don't want to do. So it was, I mean, there are things in there definitely that are based on my experiences in my life. I just made them even more interesting. I kind of turned up the dial on a lot of these experiences and made them interesting. I'm not going to write a book about sleeping with 100 men, and every chapter is, he took me to dinner, we went to a movie, then he kissed me, then we went to his bed and had sex. It was really sweet.
No, there was actually a lot of when I was reading the book, there was some moments where I'm like, damn, I wish I had a man. Like, dang, like there were some hot, heated ones where I'm like, wow, like reading it in my room was just kind of like, oh shit, I better not.
I know.
Toys came out, huh?
Almost.
And you know what I love? There are a lot of great guys out there. Men get such a bad rap, and women are saying every man's a dirtbag, and it's just not true. That when I wrote these experiences, there's a lot of sweet men. There's a lot of men doing things for her. There are a lot of great guys out there. You just have to find them. There's a lot of dirtbags, but that applies to women as well.
No, that is so true. I do like some of the characters you put in that she slept with. One of them that I think really touched my heart was the guy that she had sex with, and they found each other at this sex addict place, and he was telling
Anonymous.
her, yes, and it just broke my heart because I think he was grieving the loss of his wife, and he had a lot of guilt because she passed away during the time that he was having an affair with the other woman, and there was that grief piece. But I just thought it was so, I found it interesting that you brought it into the storyline, and it was just, I just thought how the main character had a lot of empathy or sympathy about the situation, and he just told her, like, get some grief counseling, that's what you need, find love again. And then a year later he finds someone, and then he's happy. And I just thought that was such a beautiful, that was what I think one of my favorite people she had sex with.
Yeah, that was, I think, Trevor S.
Yes.
I put his last name. Yeah, because he's anonymous. No, I love Trevor. And the thing is, I wanted to point out, not everybody who has an affair is bad. This poor guy is having an affair, and we don't know his backstory. We don't know what happened there. And his wife gets killed in a car accident. In an accident. And they can't get a hold of him because he's banging his, I don't know.
He's banging his Sancha, his side woman.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and so he had a hard time. He thought he was a sex addict. He's been going to sexual alcohol, what is it called? Sexual Anonymous?
Yeah, like some sex place that's supposed to help you. It sounds like it would just get you more horny because it was going into details. I was like, damn.
Yeah, she's sitting around going, I'm in this meeting, and she's doing research for work.
Yes.
She's a writer, and she's like, it doesn't help that I haven't been laid in a while, and all these people are telling me their stories in detail. And that's some good stuff. I
just thought that one was like, it was really sad, but there was like a really happy ending at the end where he found someone and he was able to, and I feel like he was able to heal from that guilt that he was carrying, because I think you make a good point. people that cheat are not bad. I think just we don't know their background history.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened, and we all make mistakes. We're
Right.
humans,
And
you
I don't
know.
want, I don't want people thinking, oh, he's a cheater. He doesn't deserve to find love. Of course he does. Everybody deserves to find love. And there are no horrible people.
I don't know about that though. I can't stand Brett. I couldn't stand that man. I wanted to punch him. And Brett is the
Yep.
The husband.
husband that cheated on her.
But
I wanted to punch him through the book. I
But
was
you know
like,
what? I'm gonna just say the reason he did that is because stop. She basically was very loyal already. She was very into him. She was obeying everything. So he got bored and figured, I can step out, do whatever I want, and she won't even notice it because she's so much into me. And then when he finally did get the younger woman and did say goodbye to her and called her a prude, I think that was a wake-up call for her.
I disagree with that.
Well, here's the thing about Brett. You know, their marriage, he wasn't the one for her. And thank God Brett left her and started getting with Lexi, because otherwise she would still be stuck in this marriage where she wasn't fulfilled. So, you know, Brett is a dirtbag. Maybe he shouldn't have said all those things to her. He shouldn't have acted kind of the way he acted, but it's a good thing he did, because otherwise she'd still be in her marriage. She wouldn't be happy. She wouldn't have gone on her journey. So
I could see the positive in that. Like, yes, he left and then she found this other person, but you could still find better ways. I guess Brett could have been different. Like, he could still have left and let her give her the opportunity, but I almost feel like he was verbally abusive, and she was in that relation for a very long time. And I just felt like I don't like how Brett had and also a very happy ending. I felt like he should have had like a shitty ending, because he was a shitty
Oh
asshole.
my God. She just said everybody deserves love and everything.
I get what you're saying, but once again, you know, everyone deserves love. And if that was Brett's happy ending, you know, I could write Brett's story, and I mean, he's still a dirtbag. I could try to make people kind of see his side of it, but we don't know his story. But the best thing is, you know, she was looking for revenge. She wanted him to have a horrible life. And after, you know, when she saw that he was happy, she was okay with it. And I think that helped her heal.
Oh, that's good.
Because she wasn't so focused on the revenge part, which will kill you.
I think this is definitely a book for someone who, you know, that's going through something like this, that they can kind of read and kind of just associate their feelings and everything towards this book and kind of hopefully get some lessons from this.
Yes.
So I'll
And
say
Brett,
something.
can
Oh,
I
go ahead.
Yeah, just say Brett is based on so many guys that I know, like my friends' exes, stories I've heard. And Brett's most stupid thing he ever did was telling her, getting laid, you should be happy for me.
Yeah, he thought he was the prize, and he was just so belittling to her, and he didn't even feel sorry about the situation. And I almost was like, I was going to punch him. I was like, you know what? She needs to just whoop his ass. Show him something. Like, show him something.
He definitely needs to be punched. But there are guys out there like that. And
they all get punched from me. I was kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
It was taken from one of my friends. Her husband actually said that to her when she found him cheating. He said, you should be happy for me that I'm getting laid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There is guys like that. And they better not cross my path, because they will get it from me. And I don't care if you get a black eye. I don't care if your tires get fucking popped. It's okay, because at the end of the day, I won't say nothing in your face, but I will eventually get you back.
Yeah.
Revenge much, Stewie?
Well, yes, and he deserved it. Brett deserves every single one, and she was so passive about it. I almost felt like but
She didn't wake up.
that was my perspective of her. But I'll say this, Misty. As I read the book, though, I did find myself kind of being very judgmental towards her, to the main character, because she was sleeping with 100 men, right? So I almost felt like the first thing, and this is like an internal thing I realized, like, I don't believe it, but I realized that I have a lot of that internal judgment to women that are sexually open. And I found myself calling her a slut in the book. Like, gosh, she's such a slut. Like, she's just sleeping with all these men for what? Like, what was the whole like, that's what I found myself. And I had to self-reflect, because I don't know if that is like a society thing that we were taught. But I guess, like, what would...
No, and I get what you're saying. And, you know, women do tend to do that, and some men tend to do that. And that is why Why is it when a man sleeps with 100 women, he gets a high five and he gets called a stud?
Because we're cool.
Women he's sleeping.
No.
But when a woman does it, we're a slut. But it means they're getting laid. And if that's what she needed, and I have had people, they're just like, she needs something else. She needs to get a hobby. And I'm like, that is her hobby. So I get what you're saying. Like, we as society and we as women, that's our automatic, she's such a slut. And that's why I wanted to put that in the book, what Danny says, where she likes it. She's going to take that word back.
So empowering.
Taking that word back and turning positive, because it means she's getting laid. She's single. She can do what she wants.
And
so can the main character.
And it's so true, though. Like, I know I've slept with a lot of men, but when it comes down to telling the number, I will always lie, because and seriously, there's this idea that even men, I mean, I know I have it inside me, and I know men definitely also think about it, but if I tell them my true number, the first thing I know is that they're going to think I'm less than because I slept with all these men. And when women tell me their number, I find myself wondering, like, why? But I do it too. And I don't know. I just feel like it made me think about, like, God dang, there's this internal judgment that I have, that it's a lot to do with how society sees women and these expectations that we women need to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Just more conservative when it comes to sex and not being too open about it. I don't know why, but yeah, I know in my culture, it's very much like that.
So definitely something our grandparents taught us is, women need to save themselves. They need to give it away like it's a great prize. And I was raised in the church here, and they would always tell us, if anyone touches you, if you do anything, you're like a white sheet that gets a stain on it, and you can wash that sheet so many times, but you're still going to see the stain. And it was so ridiculous.
Well, that's why there's bleach and oxy.
Yeah. But also on that end, there are a lot of men out there that they're like, I don't want to have sex with a virgin. That will be the most horrible sex ever.
Yeah.
Really?
So I don't know. I mean, there's different types of people, but if your boyfriend really loves you, he will not care how many men you slept with.
That's true.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you would think that, Misty, but I'll tell you a story about my friend. She's getting married. And when she went to the gynecologist, they asked her about her number, and she was honest to her gynecologist, and he was there, and they had this big old fight about it because her number was high. I mean, they're still getting married, but he wasn't okay with it at first. But
I'm sorry, what gynecologist asks you your number? Mine has never asked me my number.
I don't know, but her gynecologist asked her, and they had a whole big fight, and I was right there when we went out, and then they talked about it again, and then I was like, who cares about numbers? I mean, the fact is you guys are married and you guys love each other. You guys are getting married and you guys love each other. The past is the past, and let it go. But it took them a while to adjust to the idea. But I just wanted to say, not all, but I think they'll accept it eventually when they do love you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, men are like, I want to be your one and only. I want to be the only guy you've ever been. It doesn't matter that you're 35 and single. I want to be the first man to make you come. I want to be the first man. They want to be but that's
and the last.
An old age thing, and it's not realistic. And, for me, it's like if a woman has a lot of partners, it means that she's capable of love. Can you imagine if you dated a woman who was in her 30s and had never had sex? It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, why? How do you don't know how to love?
Well,
give yourself to someone.
Well, I think it just depends on how you grew up and everything. I mean, if that becomes a priority in a lot of households, especially with dads around and everything, they don't want their daughters doing that. They want that
Just
one
don't
guy and
tell
everything. Well, yeah obviously,
tell
but
Dad.
I think it just comes. That's where that stigma
my dad thinks
comes
I'm a
from.
virgin and a child came out through my vagina already. He still thinks, oh, my little girl, she virgin. Dad, yes, I am. I had one question for you because I know we have to wrap it up soon.
I had a question too.
Hold on. This one I've been wanting to ask.
Okay, go.
So so the ending, Misty, kind of made me a little sad. I know it had like a happy ending. Yeah, I know it had a happy ending. So a part of me kind of was like wanting the main character to be empowered by being single and happy, and I know being open about her sexual exploration and all that. But I guess it just made me think about my own fears, that what if I don't find that person, does that mean I won't be happy? Because in the main character, she does find her happy ending with this guy, and it just kind of made me feel like, it almost, I guess it gave it a fairy tale kind of idea, and sometimes it just internalized my own fears. Like, what if I don't find that guy? Does that mean happiness won't be there? Or
no, right, and that doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. I'm such a sucker for a happy ending, and I thought about having her just be single and go on with her life, but that wasn't her story. Her story was she wanted the happy ending that she got, and she's wanted that her whole life. So I did think about that, and but she was single. That took place in about 2 years, so she could have gotten with some of those men and made a relationship work, and she chose not to. She was on her own path, and then things just happened how they happened. So I get what you're saying. Like, are we complete without a man? It's funny. My husband and I were just talking about this last night. You're not considered complete until you find your person. That's why people say my better half. It's like that's insinuating that you're only a half a person. And I really, here in Mormon culture in Utah, a lot of times they won't give girls a middle name because they say that they can take their husband's name when they get married. And I really hate that. And my mom gave us middle names. I gave my daughter's middle names because I don't like that. I don't like that you're not complete until you get married.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's definitely not a thing. For me, when I find out a girl's single, I'm like, oh my gosh, you put ice cream in your freezer, you come back and it's still there.
It's true.
They do find their happy endings. There's a lot of women that are single and happy, and they get to have sex with whoever they want, but their body count is going to go up. I mean, how does your body count stay down if you're not in a relationship? Obviously, unless you're in a convent as a nun, you're not going to, your body count will go up. So damned if we do, damned if we don't.
That's
in this
true.
situation. But you're complete. You are a woman. What? Maybe I will write a book where.
I just feel like so many stories always end with the men having some type of light into the happiness part of the woman, like movies, books, and there's very few ones that end where the woman is single but yet still happy and content. And I think, I don't know, I guess I want some books that are kind of, because I'm getting older and it doesn't look very bright out there right now. So I was like, so I guess that was where my piece was. I'm sad because,
Well, compromise is going to be a part of that now. Talking about compromising, guys, we are going to have to end the show now. Misty,
it was
sorry.
so good.
I know, and
so fast.
It usually does. It always does. But we want to thank you on behalf of Dating Diaries with Raquel and Brittany for coming on the show and talking about your book and everything, and just giving us just one last thing. What dating advice would you give our listeners?
In the beginning, I dedicate the book to the women and the men, and to the women, I say to them, keep dating. He's out there if that's what you want, if that's what you need. And to the men, you can do it. You're a stud, and it's kind of like, if you're looking for that, if you don't want a relationship, then go out and bang everybody. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. But if that's what you want, if that's what you're looking for, just keep looking. There are plenty of men out there that want a nice woman who's, women are crazy, men are dirtbags. Think about all the ones that are looking, and you guys will find each other if that's what you're looking for. He's out there. We're waiting. You're waiting. He's waiting for you. You're waiting for him. You guys will find each other. And I firmly believe that. You got to put yourself out there, and you have to be what you would want your character to be in a book. That's what I love.
That. Be the main character.
Misty, I would love to have you back and talk about how we could learn to flirt, because I know you're a flirt. Ooh. And then telling us all about your boyfriend.
And flirting.
I have a doctorate.
Like, seriously, I'm the worst, horrible flirting person. So I hope we could have you back so you could give us some dang tips for some of us girls that can't flirt, because it sounds like you're amazing at it.
I will come back, and I'm also a tease. I don't know if that's a good or bad.
That is good. I want to be a tease/flirt. I want guys hitting on me left and right.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have to cut this off. Sorry, guys. Thank you once again, everybody, for listening to Dating Diaries with Raquel and Brittany.
All right. Thank you.